And to start us off, we're talking about Short Circuit.
We needed a hero, I guess.
Yes.
Although I think that song was featured in Short Circuit too.
It might have been, yeah. Yeah. Tubi wanted me to watch Short Circuit 2 after watching Short Circuit 1.
That would be an awful lot of Short Circuit.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. One was plenty.
Yep.
Yeah, so Short Circuit is part of that genre of 80s movies it was basically a ET clone, where you have a cute alien or a cute robot, and
Some sort of cute outsider.
yes, and some sort of cute outsider, and they go off on adventures, and then the government wants to bring them in or bring them back, and
And our plucky hero / heroine / kid hero / heroine is responsible for saving the day and teaching them what it is to be human.
Yes. And in the case of this movie, you've got the robot named who's throughout the movie he's called Number 5. Although later on he gets called Johnny 5. And so basically the crux of the movie is there's this defense contractor called Nova that's developed these autonomous robots that kind of they're metal skeletal structure things and blinking big eyes.
They kind of make me think a lot of Rob the Nintendo robot.
Yes, very similar. Yeah. And so they developed them. Obviously it's a new weapon, and to defend American freedom and liberty around the world. And
hoorah, yada yada.
Hoorah. Yeah. And this movie was definitely taking some pot shots at the presidential administration at the time. At least their doctrine,
which was at the style of the Perpetual.
Yes. But yeah, the robots were created by what was his name? Newton Crosby, who's played by Steve Guttenberg, and we all know who to blame for making him a star.
Lousy stonecutters.
Yeah. And of course he's also his assistant Ben, who's played by Fisher Stevens, and it should be noted that Fisher Stevens is Jewish,
not Indian.
He's not Indian. Yeah. Which you couldn't do that today. I mean, you can't even have a white guy voicing a Indian character on an animated TV show.
It did occur to me. I wonder if it's Harry Shearer who did Apu, right?
Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria. Okay, knew it was one of those two. I have to wonder if Hank Azaria had watched this movie, because like the accent is like very, very similar.
Oh yeah. A couple of times I thought he sounded like Apu.
Now I would say that that character's lines were probably the funniest, because he basically just speaks in malapropisms.
Oh yeah.
I think my favorite line of his was, "She looks like she's a virgin, or at least she used to be." that one kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, me too, especially in a PG rated movie.
Yeah, PG meant something very different in the 80s.
Yes, it did. Yeah. The other one that got me was so one of the characters is his name is Scroter, and he called him Scrotum.
Yep.
But yeah, so basically the whole crux of the movie is they have these 5 robots, and right as Number 5 is plugged in and getting charged, he gets struck by lightning and starts to gain sentience, which as a robot would if it got struck by lightning.
Right. I mean, over in Ukraine, they're constantly having to put down robot uprisings after a thunderstorm.
Right. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of another 80s movie about robots that become sentient after being struck by lightning. It was called Chopping Mall.
It amuses me that there was like some 80s TV show where like the character's whole premise was that he had a computer in his brain with a whopping 4 MB of RAM or whatever. And I wonder, like, if they had actually ever given a number to Johnny's computing power, what they would have said it was.
Oh god, probably like 40 kilobytes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, another joke I remember about this, there was this webcomic I used to read called, I think it was called Keen Spot, or maybe that is Keen something.
yeah.
It's been 20 years. And two characters were talking about this comic strip or about this movie, and they asked, okay, so did the lightning bolt have a soul in it? What would have happened if that lightning bolt had struck a human? Would it have 2 souls?
Ooh. Yes.
But so anyways, like, he gets hit by lightning, and so he kind of I forget, does he wander off on his own, or did he like get hauled off and fall off the truck?
He gets he gets hauled away in very comedic fashion,
Mhm.
where like this like trash robot pushes him onto the trash
right.
truck, and then he falls off the trash truck, and
Right, ends up like near a barn.
right, yeah, and they're trying to recover him, and of course, it doesn't work, and then he ends up falling off a bridge, and he ends up in the house of our heroine, Stephanie, who is played by Ali Sheedy, another fixture of 80s movies. She was in Breakfast Club. Um, she was also Matthew Broderick's girlfriend in War Games, which, by the way, has the same director. And also he also directed Saturday Night Fever, which explains why they showed the clip from Saturday Night Fever in the movie. Yeah. But yeah, so we meet Stephanie. Stephanie loves animals and toxic men.
Yes. And like, she's been on this little farm, or this house with a farm on it, for a while, and she's told, hey, we've been warning you, get away from get away, you have too many animals here. And she's apparently been dodging them for 4 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the movie takes place in Oregon, and I think it was filmed in Oregon, so that might explain a little bit of that.
A little bit of the weirdness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she, after an initial, not a meet cute, a meet scary, I guess.
Yeah.
Followed by meet cute, she ends up befriending Johnny and teaching him what it's like to be human.
Yes. Of course, at first she thinks he's an alien.
And she was like, I thought they'd come for me.
Yeah. But then when she sees the tag for the Nova tag on him, she's like, "Oh, you're a robot." And then, of course, she doesn't like Nova because she's a peace loving,
Yep, a peacenik.
The peacenik, and yeah, she doesn't like defense contractors. So yeah, but then so then the movie basically just goes off into this whole thing where she's got to protect Johnny from Nova, and then you got Steve Guttenberg's character who's finally leaving the lab after whatever it was, like 4 or 5 years.
Right. It was a weird detail that he was in the lab for so long that he forgot how to drive.
Yeah, he's having a hard time with the stick shift, and yeah, and he always like brakes too soon.
Yep, it's. Oh, I just realized that Fisher Stevens' character, Ben Jabbatuya.
Yeah.
Well, you want to bet that Jabbatuya is not actually a real Indian last name?
Probably not. No. Let's just give him. What was the last name? Let's just make up something that sounds Indian. Okay.
Well, we'll make it like we'll jab it to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So from there, it's a very predictable sort of ET plot.
Yeah.
I would say that the strongest point of this movie was Johnny Five himself.
Yeah.
First off, the sheer so the way Johnny Five works is that he's a motorized tank tread base with a spindly body with surprisingly mobile arms, um, and his eyes are goggles that have these two slats that can like each eye has a eyebrow type slat that can you can either completely cover the eyes or have like a near 360-degree range of motion,
Yeah.
so that he's more expressive than arguably Steve Guttenberg.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He's clearly one of the best actors in the movie.
Yep. And his character type is like he is a cartoon character who happens to be in a 3D movie.
Yeah.
Like he absorbs a lot of pop culture by watching TV literally all night to get input. It's like
Yes.
he's always like he keeps making references to the Three Stooges, to John Wayne, to
Mm.
Saturday Night Fever, just like, and I would say it's like quite often the joke is the fact that he made a reference
Yeah.
rather than it being
Yeah.
necessarily tied to anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then of course, the physics of like how he like opera like of his operating is just kind of like gets really really sillier, I guess, or the rules don't really aren't really there. Or he starts breaking the rules, or
right, like he sometimes he has like a parachute that can hold his weight. He seems to be very light comparatively considering some of the stuff he's able to pull off.
Yeah.
But like with 80s battery technology in particular, he should probably be able to move for about 5 minutes before needing a charge.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have lithium ion batteries back then.
And even lithium ion batteries wouldn't really like make a difference for at that scale.
That's
especially
true,
especially as he's like running a high-end CPU. Like, well, yeah, we know how much electricity and water and stuff it takes just to run a primitive chatbot today.
yeah, and
much less a mobile one.
Well, yeah, and how big like Tesla batteries are massive.
Yeah. So it's like his vision of robotics has not come to pass just yet.
Yeah.
But that isn't like an actual criticism. That's just amusing to think about as we know a lot more today.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this it's I would say it's a cute movie. It's definitely something you could turn on, like if you've got young kids, well, maybe I would say probably like 7, 8 years old at the youngest.
Yeah, like I think that because there are some upsetting bits with robots getting hurt.
Yeah.
That a sensitive child might be bothered by. The other thing is that a lot of the saucier lines would probably fly over a kid's head.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They might have to ask, Daddy, why would someone put his tongue down her throat?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah. You'll find out when you get older.
Yeah. The otherwise, like, it's nothing to write home about on the plot. It's mostly that Johnny Five is a very charismatic character, and you can see why they made a sequel.
Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of curious what the box office was on this movie. Let's see. Well, I mean, decent enough that they. Okay, so it did $40 million on a budget of 15, so not bad.
This is probably one of those movies where the real money was in VHS and cable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure it was rerun all the time on HBO and TBS or.
Yeah, I'd say that this is a movie that absolutely does not need a remake. First off, because it is basically just a copy of ET, just with a robot, just
Yeah.
make your own version.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they don't need to do a remake of this.
It is amusing though, insofar as if Hollywood did the usual thing they do with remakes like this, you really couldn't accuse them of being more woke than the original.
That's true. Yeah. Oh man.
Considering that our main character wouldn't stand out at a typical protest rally.
Oh right. Yeah.
Main human character, I should say.
Yeah.
The other thing is that like I usually like try to. I know that some of my opinions were at least warped slightly by Simpsons jokes growing up, but it's like, yeah, you know what? The reason that line exists in the Stonecutter song is that it is a little bit befuddling that Steve Guttenberg was seen as like a not a serious actor, but an actor who was worth bringing back over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. He was the Pedro Pascal of the 80s.
Yeah, you know what? You're kind of right.
Yeah. Yeah, but like our so like most of our movies that we've been reviewing lately, you can find this on Tubi, along with Short Circuit 2. Although I don't know if you would be so inclined to watch Short Circuit 2, but
Yeah. The other thing is that if you grew up on this movie, you already know whether or not you like it. You probably have a decent time rewatching because there's like I would say probably the highlight of the movie is there's a bit where the other robots are sent to try to bring Johnny in.
yeah,
It's like him, and he decides he's a pacifist. Um, and so him having to deal with these robots who are shooting to kill while he has to try to maneuver them and keep them alive is interesting.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and there's a funny little bit there when he reprograms them. I won't spoil it, but yeah.
Yeah. That's the highlight of the movie.
Yeah.